What is going on, everybody? Hope you're having a good Monday. Let me turn down the music a little bit. And take a quick sip of water, which I should have done before I went live, huh? But welcome, guys. Hope everybody's doing good. Oh, it's your birthday, Stuart. Happy birthday, man. Everybody in the chat. All the fleet members say, happy birthday, Stuart. I would greatly appreciate it. But, dude, happy birthday, man. How does everybody know it's your birthday? Anyway, 21 now. Oh, congratulations! Congratulations. That is one of the last few memorable birthdays where you get, what's the next one? 25? I think you can rent a car at the age of 25. And then from then on, you're waiting until Social Security, I guess. Well, you won't, it's different. It's different over there, but, yeah, that's funny, man. Anyway. No?
With trooping still on hold, one keeps casting longing glances to one's costumes officer and snowtrooper. Which stormtrooper helmet is your favorite? ANH Hero Stunt San ESB or Roach?
Sapity. Obviously, you know the differences between stormtrooper helmets. It's always kind of a fun conversation to have. A lot of people don't. Sapity, first of all, thank you so much for the first super chat and channel support of the stream. Sapity says, with trooping still on hold, one keeps casting longing glances to one's costumes, officer and snowtrooper. And he says, which stormtrooper helmet is your favorite? A New Hope, Hero Stunt Sand, ESB, or Return of the Jedi? Be well. Well, yeah, once again, thank you so much, man. So, I have always just been a fan of A New Hope Stunt. It's obviously, I mean, you know this, it's obviously the most wonky. It looks the most, I don't know, it's kind of fun to see the defects from trooper to trooper while watching the movie, right? Some of them are missing like shoulder pieces and missing thermal detonator things. Some of their calves are just falling off, and it's just so wonky, and it is so different than, like, if you look at Return of the Jedi, right? They're all very symmetrical. It's all very, yeah, they're so similar to one another. And you can tell, like, A New Hope wasn't put together on an assembly line like maybe Return of the Jedi was. Oh, one sec.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Stuart. Happy birthday to you.
I hope this sounds as awkward and robotic as I hope it does. I'm going to see if she can repeat it. Let's see. Oh, I thought it was going to read it again. Let's see. Nothing like some emotionless nothing robot reading happy birthday to you. Is it going to do it again? It's not going to do it again. Damn. Anyway, give me one sec, Vince. Yeah, I haven't put on my Stormtrooper armor in, I'm going to say, over a year and a half, maybe. And that was just for a stupid picture that I took in front of the, refrigerator. I don't know why, man. Whenever I put my armor on, I always like take a picture in front of the refrigerator. And I just think it's because of good lighting, like fun, dark lighting, you know? So yeah, I've always been a fan of the A New Hope stunt. And if anybody out there is listening right now, and they don't know the difference between Stormtrooper armor, have I ever made a video about that, Sapity? That would be a great video if I haven't made one. I don't remember if I have or not, but I don't remember if I have or not. Anyway. I appreciate that, man. I still have an itch to get a biker scout. That would be my next costume if I ever did one. And Vince Wynn, thank you so much as well. I hope this sounds as awkward and robotic as I hope it does. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Stuart. Happy birthday to you. Even then, I didn't sing it. There was still some, like, melodic inflection there, because I know the happy birthday song, right? Even if I try to sing it as like a robot, I hear it as the song in my head, and I almost can't help raise my voice or lower my voice for when I'm reading it. Weird. Anyway, happy birthday, man. And I appreciate the chuckles there, Vince. So if anybody's new to obviously there's some fleet members in the chat. Some of the people listening right now who aren't members of the fleet, maybe you've never tuned into one of these. These are always super low key. They're always, they're always just fun and low key, and it's a little, hangout, relaxing hangout. And I pull questions from Patreon, and I also hang out with the chat. But so as you can see in the bottom left there, we got some questions from Patreon. Let me read the first one. The first question on Patreon comes from Aman Ver. First of all, Aman, thank you so much, man. Aman says, or asks, what is your favorite type of art besides film? Ooh, I always say I don't read these before I do these live streams, and it's true, and maybe I should start, because sometimes I'm put on the spot and I don't know what to say. I was gonna say music, man, but probably music. Either that or literature, like I don't know, reading a novel or something like that. Those are probably second for me when it comes after movies. I guess I would also lump TV in with movies too, like TV and film. Just that entire, I don't know, camera entertainment, right? So maybe second would be music. I think music. That being said, I haven't really discovered any new bands for a long time. I've basically just relied on my friends to tell me what new bands they're into, and I'm like, I'll check them out. I used to dive into new music all the time when I was in my early 20s, maybe, and it's I don't really pay attention to it much anymore. I listen to the same shit that I've been listening to for like a decade, with some exceptions. But anyway, man, I appreciate them on, and yeah, like I said, another is literature, novels. I like reading stories, and especially when a story, something you're reading, really, really hooks you, dude, it's comparable and maybe even exceedingly than the excitement you feel with a film. At least for me, like when a book really, really captures me, it means that it has really, really captured me, because I can be picky, I can be a little I guess ADD with my reading and so yeah, those two, yeah, man. Sapity, you mentioned Return of the Jedi helmets in A New Hope Special Edition once. Okay, so I don't know if I'm gonna do a quick Google and see if anything comes up. Let's see. HelloGreedo Stormtrooper helmet. Star Wars history Stormtrooper helmets. Okay. Looks like I did make one. Yeah, it looks like I did make one back in... Is this the topic of it, maybe? Yeah, okay. It looks like I did make a video. I'll actually throw a link to it in the chat. I don't remember what the hell I said in this video. It's 4 years ago. So yeah, who knows? But anyway, yeah, I don't know what else I would say about it. Wow, here's a Q&A. Jeez. That's crazy. This Q&A is from 2014. That's nuts. Wow. Man, it's crazy. It's crazy. These Q&As, the way I used to do them. It used to take like 6 hours to do a Q&A. It's nuts. Anyway. Yeah, let's hop on over to another question from Patreon. Zoop. Cool. The next question on Patreon comes from MCJ. MCJ asks, Disney marketed The Rise of Skywalker as the last episodic of the episodic films. Lucasfilm did the same with Revenge of the Sith. That being said, do you think we'll see episodes 10 to 12, and when? Yes, man, there's no question in my mind that in the, we'll just call it the distant future, there's no question in my mind that eventually we will get a 10, 11, and 12. You think about it, well, you're right. Revenge of the Sith was marketed as the final chapter of the Star Wars saga. I went and saw it at midnight in the theater thinking that was going to be the case. And yeah, there's no question in my mind. Maybe 10 years from now, maybe 20 years, maybe even 30 years, we will get an episode 10. I just think of like Disney and Lucasfilm leadership, right? In 10, 20, 30 years, there's going to be entirely new folks in there, new blood, playing around with the Star Wars sandbox. And do you really think they're going to be like, yeah, you know what, 20 years ago, so-and-so said that Star Wars episodic films are done. Well, I'm just going to sit on my hands here and not do anything. No, they would totally make a 10, 11, and 12. Who the hell knows what direction they would take it in? But that, just like my knee-jerk reaction is, yeah, I mean, who knows what it would be, but given enough time, I think the odds are in the favor of seeing another 10, 11, and 12. And hey, if they have fun ideas, cool. But yeah. Anyway, man, I appreciate that. I think the next trilogy will be 10 through 11, 10 to 12, but will be a new saga. Obviously not a Skywalker trilogy. Yeah, that would be great. Like, not being related to the Skywalkers or whatnot, but feeling the echoes of what the Skywalkers did to the galaxy, or for the galaxy, and kind of the echoes of the past, coming into like a new saga, but calling it 10, 11, and 12. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to pick up with old characters. It doesn't even have to pick up with scenes, scenarios, stories that we're already familiar with. It could just be the reverberations of what came before impacting this new saga. And if they did something really weird and out there and different, and not just like bad guys, good guys, Sith and Jedi, you know, blasters and lightsabers and spaceships, if they did something really out of the box, I would welcome that wholeheartedly. But yeah, anyway, let's scroll up here. George said the Skywalker saga is 9 movies, a beginning, a middle, and an end. Yeah, I mean, that's how it was originally thought of by him. Obviously, he didn't have too much input or influence in the sequel trilogy. Apparently, he was a part of the influence of the way Luke ended up. He always had this idea of him being in hiding and whatnot, and kind of, yeah, there was something I saw in the making of, I can't remember, where did I see that? I'll have to look that up. But yeah, it's always shifting, always changing. There's a lot of shit from the past, man, that George Lucas said that just changed over time. I mean, because of his creative decisions over time, even, you know. But yeah, the next question on Patreon comes from Stephen Z. Smith. Okay, this is a good question. I like this because, I mean, some people are gonna know my answer, but so Stephen asks, if you could hand pick any director for a Star Wars film, who would it be and why? Okay, so I would go with Danny Boyle. I'm a big Danny Boyle fan. He's made some of my favorite movies, 127 Hours being one of them. And I think he's such a good visual storyteller. If you guys haven't seen, like, well, Trainspotting, obviously, everybody knows Trainspotting. There's a movie that he did called Sunshine that is a really great modern, came out maybe like 10 or 12 years ago or something like that. But it's a really great science fiction movie. It has Chris Evans in it. It has Cillian Murphy. But it's a really fun science fiction movie. I really, really love the first 75% of it or so, without spoiling anything. It has one of the best, like, science fiction soundtracks that you can hear. And I've actually heard, where did I hear it? Recently. But yeah, occasionally I'll hear like the Sunshine soundtrack, a song from it, pop up in like either advertising or another movie or a trailer or something like that. And golly, what did we watch recently where it popped up? We watched Invisible Man, which was great, by the way, but I don't think it was that. I can't remember. But yeah, so Steven, my answer would be Danny Boyle. I think he would, put a really unique visual spin on a Star Wars movie and make it, a little something different, something different. But I doubt that will ever happen. I would love for that to happen. Cool. J.J. Abrams kicked off The Force Awakens. Great. Ryan Johnson. I'm excited to see if it's still happening, another trilogy. And then we get J.J. Abrams again. I really, really wish there was, like, in hindsight, I really wish we had a third, different, outside of the box thinking Star Wars director for that third slot. But hey, safe bets, right? Anyway, I appreciate that, Steve. Let me take a quick look. It's All in the Art of Making TLJ book by... Oh, that's right. That's absolutely right. Unfortunately, I don't own that. The Art of TLJ. There we go. Cool. Yeah, so I don't own that, but I want to. But I have seen people, oh, it's all like used. You have to buy it used. Oh, here it is, new. Okay. Yeah, honestly, like out of all of the making of books that I would want, this is the one that I would want. At least from the modern Star Wars stuff. Yeah, I've kind of read or seen pictures that people have taken of that kind of stuff, descriptions of like Lucas at a round table meeting and discussing Luke and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, anyway. All right. Sorry, I'm looking at a date that something came out. Okay, there we go. Cool. But all right, let's head over to the next Patreon question. Nice. Man, there are so many, like, I'm looking at self-published Star Wars books on Amazon. It is crazy. People really need to, like... Also, people really need to figure, like, either hire somebody to make them a damn book cover or take up some graphic design classes. Because, goddamn. Huh. Anyway. Cool. Oh, Sully Hogs, thank you so much for the channel support, man. Hope you're doing well. Jawa mating call. Ooh, teeny. Oh my god, I'm gonna go hide in the closet now. I'm gonna go jump out my window. I'm gonna go run. I'm gonna go run 4 more miles. I'm gonna go give myself a oh, what are they called? Swirly in the toilet. Swirly. I think that's what they're called. Anyway. I appreciate that, man. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, maybe soon we'll do some more Empire at War. I was gonna say maybe Wednesday, but I think I'm gonna do a KOTOR 2 stream on Wednesday, man. I think I'm gonna do that for a couple hours, or at least an hour. But yeah. Anyway, I appreciate that, man. All right, so let's check out another Patreon question here. The next question on Patreon comes from... Question: will I be able to think of a question this month? It looks like you have. Actually, have you seen any of the old Kurosawa films that Lucas always credited? Oh, one sec.
The appearance of the glorious and the delectable Shuka in Mandalorian, but for some freaking reason, I'd love to see more of the culinary offerings in a galaxy far, far away. I mean, is there coffee
Yeah.
in SW?
It's called CAF. Vince, is called CAF. CAF, I think they spell it. It's in a few Star Wars books. I think it's present in Bloodline. I think it's present in Ahsoka. And I'm sure it's been present in Legend stuff as well. But yeah, give me one sec, man. Give me one sec. So Will was asking, have I seen any Kurosawa films that Lucas always credited as a main inspiration? I think the main one is the Hidden Fortress. Many are all now on HBO Max, so I'm getting at them. I haven't seen any Flash Gordon, but we know that's also an inspiration as well. So no, I actually haven't, Will, and that's stupid. You know, when you love something like Star Wars and you've kind of I don't know, digested and absorbed so much of it, it would be important, or at least interesting, to see what inspired the things that inspired you, right? I mean, it's just a chain of inspiration there. So I have never seen a Kurosawa movie. Hidden Fortress. But I would love to. It's no, I never have. So maybe that would be a really great video to make. Terrific. Okay, Vince. Yeah. So I've never seen Kurosawa's drawing influence from American directors like John Ford, so it's an enjoyable film, but sometimes the movies that influence a generation of filmmakers lose some of their luster because they've been borrowed from so many times. Interesting. Yeah. No. I absolutely need to see this. And this would be a really fun video, or a topic of discussion for a video, like the things that influenced Star Wars. Let me write that down. I did write down an idea, the things that Star Wars influenced, but this could be the first video. And then the next one would be the things that influenced Star Wars. There we go. Okay. Influenced Star Wars Kurosawa. So, nope, never seen them. You said they're on HBO Max. I don't have that, but eventually I'll see it for sure. But I appreciate that question there, Will, and I appreciate the inspiration for a little video too. And Vince Wynn, thank you so much for the ridiculously generous super chat and channel support this afternoon, man. Vince says, we've of course seen the appearance of the glorious and delectable Suka in Mandalorian, but for some freaking reason, I'd love to see more of the culinary offerings in a galaxy far, far away. I mean, is there coffee in Star Wars? Yeah, like I said a couple seconds ago, CAF is what they call it. CAF, I think. Let me see. Yeah, calf, also known as coffee, was a brewed beverage prepared from ground calf beans. Calf. Yeah, I mean, there are Star Wars cookbooks. I actually have the Galaxy's Edge cookbook. My brother-in-law and my sister-in-law, their family got that for me for my birthday. And it was pretty cool. I really do have a pretty big desire to go through it and check it out now. Oh, here's Attractions Magazine making some stuff from that cookbook. I should do a video like that, shouldn't I? Might be kind of fun. But no, yeah, little like detailed things like that would be fun. Obviously you got your blue milk. You see people eating in Star Wars. You got fruit in Attack of the Clones, I think it was, or maybe it was Revenge of the Sith. I've always, when there's an abundance of detail in certain things, it's kind of sometimes a turnoff to me. But when it gets to the goofy side, like talking about food, non-existent food in a non-existent, world, I would love them to make some like bullshit National Geographic like Tatooine Eats magazines or something stupid like that, cooking segments with stormtroopers, which I need to get into. I need to fill that niche. But But yeah, man, there is coffee in Star Wars. Would you like me to read the Wikipedia? Oh my goodness, it's a pretty long... okay. Okay, behind the scenes, although coffee and calf were never explicitly designated as the same thing in a narrative source, a New Dawn author, John Jackson Miller, has explained that he decided to use calf as a more exotic Star Wars equivalent of coffee. Okay. So it first popped up in A New Dawn, which came out in 2014. So is that the first appearance of it? Yeah, so the first appearance of it was 2014 in a book. What is this? Novel, yeah. From 2014, and it was a prequel to the television series Rebels. Okay. Interesting. Anyway, I appreciate that, Vince. I need to get on that. There's actually some cocktail recipes in that cookbook, and I really want to make those. At some point, I'm going to sit down and do like a series of Galaxy's Edge cocktail recipes that they've put in that cookbook, and I think it'd be pretty fun. But anyway. What's up, Bradfordly42? Good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. Brad says, "Hey, man, how's the new house treating you?" Good. Yeah, things are great here. We've been here since December, and which is already hard to believe that it's been 6.5 months already. That's crazy. Feels like we just moved in, but yeah, no problems yet. No problems yet. But one thing that is really nice is that the house is twice as big as our old house, but the like the electric bill and everything is pretty significantly less than our old house, just because our old house had zero insulation. It was built in like 1942, and this house has a lot of insulation. So that's been one of the... I'm an adult. I'm talking like a father. That has been one of the biggest perks, man. But yeah, it's going really well. We've really been enjoying it. Slowly but surely, we've been decorating the house. Not in any rush to just throw shit on the wall. We're actually planning what we want to put where and whatnot, instead of just kind of like throwing stuff on the wall like we did at our old places, But because I think we're gonna be here for a very long time. This is gonna be our 30-year home, hopefully. But yeah, our realtor, it was kind of interesting. Our realtor said that like the average amount of time that someone lives in a house that they own is only like 3 or 4 years or so. I found that really hard to believe. It was a small number, like 3 or 4 years, and I was surprised by that. I was really surprised by that, but I guess so. Anyway, Brad, hope you're doing well on your side. Hope everything's treating you well as well. Well, I appreciate that, man. Enjoy the trip down the rabbit hole. Let's see. It looks like Grant actually talks about Kurosawa as well in the next Patreon question. Let's scroll up to that. Just purchased our new forever home. Really excited to move in. Hell yeah, man! Congratulations, guys. That's a huge thing. It's crazy. We lived in our old house for 5 years. Loved it. It was just super small. It was like 1,000 square feet. And now, we have a kid now and just kind of got very cramped. We took in my mother-in-law's cat when she passed. So we had 3 cats now. And it's just like, it was a very, very tiny, cramped house. So we needed to make a change. Glad we did. But congrats, man. Let's see. Grant has the next Patreon question here. And it's oddly enough, he brings up Kurosawa just like who brought it up a second ago? Will. There we go. Grant asks, "Hey Greedo, so George Lucas based Star Wars on 3 main things: Westerns, Kurosawa films, and Flash Gordon. Lucas even acknowledges that the plot and characters in the 1958 Japanese film The Hidden Fortress directed by Kurosawa, was a major inspiration. This is something that I think we all agree was lacking from the Disney sequels. However, The Mandalorian seems to really feel like they're going back to that original vision, with Mando being a mix of a cowboy / Ronin. Even one of the episodes is a complete retelling of Seven Samurai, with the village needing help from bandits. My question for you is, do you think they should continue with this and make Star Wars media more like what George Lucas originally envisioned, or do something completely different like the prequels did? So, this is, I love this question, because for me, I think there is room for both, right, Grant? You have The Mandalorian, which is like, it's simple. I've described it as being very simple. It's really not much to it. It's just simple storytelling, simple characters, simple scenarios, and some twists and turns. It's a very simple story, and I love it. And then you have something like, I don't know, sure, prequels. You gave the prequel example. That's great. TLJ could be another example of that too, right? They're very different types of Star Wars material, and I think there's room for both. Now, I don't remember where I heard this, but Jon Favreau said when they were making The Mandalorian, he said that he didn't just want to be inspired by Star Wars. You know, he didn't want to just kind of just copy Star Wars or be inspired by Star Wars. He wanted to be inspired by the things that inspired Star Wars. Do you know what I mean? Like, he just didn't want homages to what came before in Star Wars. He wanted to feel what influenced Star Wars that made it great. You know what I mean? What influenced the thing that influenced so much. So it's kind of an interesting way to look at going into that series when they made it. Like I said, I'm kind of torn, because I really like The Mandalorian, but if I had to choose between it and something like a TLJ or maybe even the prequels, I might gravitate more towards that maybe attempt to do something new, just because I think Star Wars is at its best when it's trying to push new boundaries and do something different. Even if it falls flat to me, even if I don't really care for it, I would rather those boundaries be pushed. I would rather have something new and inventive and something completely different, at least give an attempt, right? I don't want everything to be a rehash of something that came before. So, yeah, long story short, Grant, I think there is room for both. I really think there is room for both. And I still love that kind of description that Favreau gave. You know, he didn't want to just be inspired by Star Wars. He wanted to be inspired by the things that inspired Star Wars. So, yeah. Oh, Grant says, bonus question. Have you seen any Kurosawa films? If so, what is your favorite? For other people who haven't watched any of his films, I recommend Jimbo, Throne of Blood, Cage Musha, and Ran. I've never seen any of these. All his movies are great, but these might be easier to watch first than Seven Samurai, which is 3 hours long. Gotcha. And The Hidden Fortress is fantastic. So I've never seen any of his. If you heard me talking about to Will, his last question, basically asked the same thing. It's kind of funny. I don't think I've ever had that happen before. Two very, very specific questions with very, very specific topics. But yeah, man, I will. That is a video that I will do some research on and have fun doing it. But yeah, I appreciate that, man. Well, thanks, Stuart. Yeah, I'm proud of it. I'm really proud of it. I'm pretty proud of it. What's up, Mr. Mr. St. Jake? What's going on, man? All right, cool. The next question on Patreon comes from... Oh, let me scroll up here. If that is ever going to work. Come on now. Oh, there we go. Okay, sorry. The next question on Patreon comes from Paul Robinson. You all know Paul. He's been around since, I think, 2011. He might be the longest running HelloGreedo supporter, HelloGreedo viewer even. It's always good to see Paul as I slowly scroll up here on my screen. There we go. Oh, this is a Psychotic song. All right, there we go. The next question comes from Paul Robinson. Paul says, with everyone canceling holidays and plans this year, what changes have you had to make to 2020 now? I hope you're all well, Paul. We really didn't have too many plans that affected, like concrete plans that were affected by the world shutting down. The only thing that we really wanted to do was take my daughter to Disney World back in April for her birthday. Obviously, that didn't happen. But we live so close to Disney World that we just have to decide, like on a Friday, hey, you want to go to Disney World? Sure, and then be there the next morning. So that's not a huge bummer because we'll have plenty of other opportunities. Other than that, the trip that me and my buddies take pretty much every year to a cabin. We were debating about doing it. I don't know if all the guys felt comfortable, but then my buddy and his wife are going to have a kid, so we decided to just kind of cancel it for the normal time that we do it. Like June, July, and August is usually the normal time we do it, and we're actually going to plan a winter cabin trip around maybe December or so. So yeah, nothing's really changed for us too much. My wife works in the medical field, so her schedule is pretty much the same. And the only things that's really changed for us is can't really take my daughter to fun places anymore. Now they're starting to open up. The zoo just opened up. I think the pool just opened up. So things are starting to get back to a little bit of sense of normal. So anyway, I appreciate that, Paul. Yeah, big Star Wars sandbox. Let the storytellers play in it. New stories and new characters. 100%. 100%. Vince says, I don't want to see spinoff after spinoff. There we go. I don't want to see spinoff after spinoff after spinoff unless they bring something fresh to the table. But I'd be all for a spinoff of the Amy Sedaris character, Stories of a Space Mechanic. I could see that. I could see that being some goofy ass graphic novel, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Just like a one camera sitcom set in her hangar and just let Amy Sedaris be Amy Sedaris. That's one of those things that there were a few times in the Mandalorian, the first season of it, where it was just kind of like a surprise. Somebody who I hadn't seen for a very long time on screen. Amy Sedaris is one of them. Stranger with Candy, used to watch that. Brian Posehn was another one. I think he was in the first episode. Is that fucking Brian Posehn? Just little dots and cameos throughout that first season. It was just kind of fun. But anyway. Let's see. The next question. Yeah, laugh tracks and all. There you go. The next question comes from Fifi Gable. Fifi says, hello, Mr. HG. Long time. No questions from me. I think I might have come across a picture you are in one of Star Wars Explained old Celebration videos standing next to Dash Star. It was the hair. These are crazy times indeed. Hope you and your family are healthy. What's your favorite flavor of ice cream? Mine is ginger. I've never had ginger ice cream. I like ginger. No, that's not me. I never at an old. The only time I've ever hung out with all of them together was at there was an EA event back in 2015. No. An EA event for Battlefront 2, 2017. I hung out with all of them there. And then I hung out with all of them. Wait, I'm trying to think. No, I didn't hang out with... Dash wasn't there at EA Play last year. So, no, that wasn't me. I've never hung out with any of them at a Star Wars Celebration. I did meet Dash at a Star Wars Celebration back in 2017. But it was right outside of the entrance. We weren't in we were right inside of the convention center. I was walking out, he was walking in. But no, that was me. And my favorite flavor of ice cream, I think, is I think it's cookies and cream. I was gonna say cookie dough, but I think cookies and cream wins. Yeah. Anyway, I appreciate that, Fifi. There are, if you want to, yeah, there's a picture. I did take a picture with Dash when I first met him in 2017 as we were walking out. I had this stupid like mask cardboard cutout thing over my face, dumb. And then I took pictures with like Alex and Molly, and then Steele Saunders, and not my Metal Magic Ian. Who else is in that picture? Not Metal Magic. I don't know. That was a really fun trip, man. Out in LA. Hope to get to do that again sometime. See more of the city. Yeah, I don't know if I'm a big fan of LA as a city. I don't have much of a desire to go back. It's like Vegas to me. Like, I'm sure there's a lot of cool history and stuff like that there, but I don't really have much of a desire to go back to Vegas. Not really my cup of tea. Anyway, the next question on Patreon comes from Scruffy Nerf Herder. Scruffy says, hi, HG. Looking back at the OT, can you pinpoint a few of your favorite moments? I think you said... Oh, it said recently that the end scenes between Luke, Vader, and Palps in Return of the Jedi were up there for you. Same here. To me, it's the culmination of the entire trilogy arc of the Skywalker lineage clashing as light meets dark, pitting father against son. And man, the music, for sure. From the time Luke screams no in response to Vader's menacing line, then perhaps she will, referring to Leia turning to the dark if Luke won't, will always give me goosebumps every time. Take care, man. Dude, yes. So... that is, well, I'm sure you know this, but that moment, everything you just described right there is my all-time favorite lightsaber fight. To me, it doesn't get much better than that. Sure, it's not full of flash. It's not full of like crazy tricks or flips. It's not full of any of that kind of stuff. It is a conversation. It is deep. It is dark. And yeah, like the lightsaber in the grand scheme of things is barely used. It's used here and there. Vader is almost toying with Luke. Luke hides in the shadows, then perhaps she will. And Luke, he doesn't yell no, he yells never. And he goes after his father. All training goes out the window. He is swinging a baseball bat. And it's just this like raw, anger. And I love it. I love it, man. So, I have a lot of favorite moments in the OT. One of them being something like the twin suns. Luke standing out on that mound of dirt, staring out at the twin suns, that sunset. I've always looked at it, as a kind of a metaphor for the two paths that he could go down. One path he's going to stay for the harvest with his uncle and live that life of predictability, I guess, or the other path would be go on these grand adventures and kind of chart his own course. That's something that I've always seen. So yeah, there's a ton. The list is really endless. I even one of my favorite moments is when Lando is walking with Han and Leia and Chewie's there, and it's just kind of they're walking in Cloud City and Lando says something like, yeah, I've just made a deal with the Empire that'll keep them out of our hair for a long time, or something like that. And then the doors open and Vader is standing there, and it's just this moment of worlds clashing, and Lando, he apologizes to Han. He says, I'm sorry, I had no choice, or something like that. Even moments like that, even just kind of where things come to a head, and ultimately we see, Han frozen in carbonite. So yeah, the moments for me are absolutely just endless. I could go on and on of just individual scenes and moments that I love in the movies, but yeah, man, endless. But you have nailed my my favorite lightsaber fight for sure. The lightsaber over the years has changed weight too. I remember George Lucas saying they were supposed to be heavy. Yeah, there was something. I don't remember where I heard that specifically. Yeah, I can't remember where that discussion happened. But you know, even J.J. Abrams talked about having weight to the lightsaber. You know, that's been something that people have talked about for a long time. It feels like there is a weight to it. It's not just, you know, something paper light and you can swing around. There's a weight to it. There's a struggle to it. But yeah. I spent about 2 weeks in LA back in mid-90s. I loved it, but it was my first time in a big city coming from little old Jackson, Mississippi. There you go. Yeah, I think it's, you know, LA. If I had, the thing is, I didn't really spend much time going around. What I did basically, man, was, you know, went to the EA Play event for 2 days. And then when I wasn't at EA Play, I was basically just kind of wandering Hollywood Boulevard with no particular place to go. I do this. I really enjoy. I mean, I hung out with everybody, but I really enjoy kind of going by myself to places too. Whenever I get a chance to do that, and kind of exploring at my own pace and seeing things that I want to see and whatnot. But I didn't take full advantage of it last time. I wish I would have gone to. There's the observatory right around there. I wish I would have gone to some of the hills, the canyons. I wish I would have gone to, like, there's I believe a Universal Studio Tour. I think it's a Universal Studio Tour, that kind of stuff. But yeah, if I ever get to go back out there, I will absolutely take advantage of some of that kind of stuff, you know. But as a city, I don't know. Come to Jacksonville, man. I'll take Jacksonville anytime. Over that. Shit, Vince, I'll take Pensacola. Nice, TPN. Awesome. Yeah. My wife's friend, her and her husband were over the other night, and she had never seen Star Wars, and her husband showed all of the movies to her, and I think she liked them. We kind of talked about it a little bit when they were over in the Saturday. It's always fun to hear people's reactions to something that you've seen and loved for so long, you know. But hell yeah, Tuke. Sorry, I completely missed the chat there. Hope you're doing well, man. Past the point of exhaustion. I get it, dude. On Sunday, yesterday. So as I said, my friend, my wife's friend and her husband came over on Saturday. We were up and hanging out. We didn't lay in bed until like 3 a.m. And obviously we have a 2-year-old who does not like to sleep in. And we were, I'm sure all you guys with kids, I'm sure you have been there, but we were hurting and we were dragging ass. And yesterday was just the laziest damn day we have ever had. And then I went to rock my daughter for a nap, and guess what she did? She didn't nap. We were like, me and my wife were laying in bed, just wanting to nap ourselves. We both had headaches. My daughter did not nap, so after like an hour and a half of her playing with Elmo, thinking she was asleep and then she'd pop up, just went and got her. Watched another movie. But anyway, the next question on Patreon comes from Mr. Psychotic. Psychotic says, "Hey Greedo, hope all is well in the family while the world goes to shit. Anyway, have you seen the movie Clue? It's a 1985 comedy movie based off the board game. It's really funny, and I think you would really like the humor. Much love, brother." Yes, it has been so long since I have seen that. But yeah, let me look. Yep. I was gonna say Tim Curry. Yeah, I'm trying to remember the cast. Yes, I have seen this. But to tell you the truth, I probably haven't seen it since I was a kid. I probably haven't seen it since I was like, I don't know, 10, 11, or 12, something like that. So it has been a very long time. I vaguely remember certain scenes, but yeah, let me see. Let me click the trailer. Oh, yeah. Okay. I remember. Yeah. Yep. It's a good cast. That's a hell of a cast. Let's see who... Okay, so... Michael McKean, Christopher Lloyd, Martin Mull. I'm morbidly going down the list and seeing who's still alive. Okay, so I wasn't sure about Martin Mull. Tim Curry, Jeffrey Kramer, Lee Ving. Is that who I'm thinking of? No. Oh, okay. Sorry, guys. I'm going down a rabbit hole of Clue 1985. Anyway, I appreciate that, Psychotic. Yeah, it's been a very long time, man. Very long time. But yeah. I appreciate that. I hope you're doing well. We heard your song earlier. Your song came on the playlist earlier, man. All right, so the final super chat, or not super chat, the final Patreon question over here on the old Patreon comes from Nolan Baucom. Nolan says, "Hi Greedo, I just recently had a long Star Trek talk with a friend where I extensively went over why Star Trek II Wrath of Khan is my favorite. It even beats most Star Wars movies for me. I know you're a Next Generation fan, but what is your favorite Trek movie and why?" So I am very spotty with which Star Trek movies I have seen. I'm going to say that I probably have seen less than I have seen. Out of the ones that I have seen Wrath of Khan, but it's honestly, man, it's probably, we were just talking about Clue 1985. I probably haven't seen it since I was like that old. It has been so long. I was probably 10, 11, or 12. I barely have any memory of it whatsoever. And my memory of it might just be influenced by scenes that I've seen over the years. You know what I mean? But it's been so long. But yeah, so out of the Star Trek, most of the Star Trek movies that I have seen are from, that I remember are from the Next Generation cast. That's not a coincidence, just it's my favorite Star Trek. I don't know why I never got into the other movies. I know I've seen a few of the original cast movies, but so out of the ones that I have seen, First Contact is my favorite. I even have a First Contact Picard action figure. The last time I saw it was up in the attic. I should have brought it down. I should have put it on my shelf. That would have been awesome to put on my shelf. But yeah, so First Contact, out of the Star Wars movies that I have seen, is my favorite. I thought it was a pretty fun, interesting, it felt like a legitimate, I don't know, like a Next Generation episode where Picard was maybe a little more angry than we've ever seen Picard. But yeah, First Contact is pretty great. I'm trying to think the last time I saw it. I know for a fact that I showed it, that me and my wife watched it maybe like 5 or 6 years ago. I was just like, this is a great Star Trek movie. It's let's watch it. She obliged. And yeah, that's that. But yeah, anyway, I need to see more and I need to catch up on the ones that I know I have seen, but have not seen in a very, very long time. But yeah, anyway, I appreciate that, Nolan. I just started watching How It's Made of Star Trek II Wrath of Khan on YouTube. I got sucked in quick. Oh, nice. Huh. Not a fan of Star Trek, Stuart says. Yeah, I mean, I would say that it's not for everyone. It all depends, man. There are so many different... Star Trek is like almost not one thing, Some Star Trek episodes are action heavy and intense. And then some Star Trek episodes are just, Captain Picard is living another life on an alien world, and he doesn't even know anything about his old life, and I don't know. There's some really heady, introspective, slow-paced, interesting episodes, and then some episodes are like all war and whatnot. But yeah, I love it, man. It's you know, you guys know me. TNG is my Star Trek, but I haven't really ventured too far out to other. I've seen a couple episodes of Voyager. I've never seen any episode of Deep Space Nine, which is the one that gets recommended to me so often. But yeah, anyway, I'd recommend checking some out. I'd recommend checking some TNG out here and there. It's a pretty smart, interesting series for sure. Yeah, it's an experience. Absolutely. It's very optimistic too, Quinsby. It's an optimistic series. And you know, it's kind of where you want the future of humanity to end up. But yeah. Let's see. Cool. I watched Futurama episode where they have the Star Trek cast and I enjoyed it. Oh no, I didn't know they did that. That's funny. Oh yeah, Galaxy Quest, Quinsby. When that came out, I watched it a lot. Let's see. What year did that come out? Like mid 90s? Galaxy I typed Galaxy's Edge. Stupid. Galaxy Quest. Oh, 99. Okay, that's newer than I thought. Yeah, yeah, that dude. Thank you, dude. Galaxy Quest, I feel like, is one of those movies where not many people have heard of it, especially of a certain age, a certain generation. Not a lot of people have heard of it. Not a lot of people have seen it, except for like a very specific, maybe age group and people that grew up in a certain time. That's been my experience. Like a lot of people I either know or have talked to on streams and whatnot, never seen Galaxy Quest. But yeah, if you guys want something just off the wall, goofball-y and fun, very meta, Galaxy Quest is great. Without spoiling anything, Galaxy Quest is about basically think Star Trek, but think if aliens got a hold of Star Trek episodes, right? Star Trek episodes, and they thought it was real. That's all I'm going to say. If you guys have not seen Galaxy Quest, watch it. It's fun. It's a really fun, clever movie. Yeah, it's great. Anyway. I gave Voyager a chance. It was okay, but the franchise itself has never stuck. So Star Wars stuck to me like nutrition, but Star Trek kept bouncing off at every turn. And I get it, man. I get it. There's certain things like that for me. You know, I've seen a couple episodes of Doctor Who, didn't do anything for me. Pew pew pew, deflecting off me as well. So, yeah, man, it's just certain things. You know, they don't hit you. But no, I have not seen that. That recently came out, right, Quinsby? Never Surrender, Galaxy Quest documentary. Yeah, that recently. So it came out last year. Nope, I've never seen it. It's one of those that I would love to, because it would be such a quirky look at. Where is it? Where can you see it? It came out in November. Yeah, I forgot about this. Oh, it's on Prime for free. If you guys have Amazon Prime. Hell yeah. Okay. I might watch this tomorrow when I work out. Hell yeah. Oh, fuck yeah, Quinsby. Thank you so much for bringing this to my attention. I completely forgot that this existed. Hell yeah. All right. That would be a really fun like cosplay costume to do. Galaxy Quest cosplay, because it's very specific and goofy, and maybe not as obviously not as many people would get it as a stormtrooper, and that's what I like. That Galaxy Quest cosplay, the aliens, that's hilarious. But why? Hell yeah. Anyway. Cool. Yeah, I appreciate that, Quinsby. I'm excited. Nice. So, all right, guys. I'm trying to think what else. I'm gonna try to knock out some videos and have them ready for the weekend. Got a couple ideas. This new idea that I wrote down with Kurosawa and all that is kind of at the front of my mind right now, because I think that would be a really fun. It's been a while since I've done like a heavily researched video, and I think that'd be something fun to get into, you know. But yeah. So, what else? Yeah, I'm still planning on doing like a KOTOR 2 stream on Wednesday, probably around like 2 p.m., 3 p.m. Eastern time. Other than that, man, flying by the seat of my pants as always. But, all right, guys, so to all the fleet members out there, those who support the channel, the patrons, I cannot express how much I appreciate it. The channel literally survives because of that support. And I can't say thank you enough. And Jared Imholes, thank you so much for becoming the latest member of the fleet. I don't know if that was an automatic re-up and it just so happened to take place during this Q&A. But if you're here, Jared, thank you so much for becoming the latest member of the fleet, man. Welcome aboard. You know the drill. I think that was an automatic update. But, dude, thank you so much. Welcome to the fleet once again. And, hell yeah. Hope you're having a good week, man. But, all right, guys. So, we are going to watch a show tonight. Don't really know anything about, but I've heard great things. Watchmen. The Watchmen. Don't know anything about it. I've seen the movie. Never read the graphic novels. But I've heard good things about the show, and I'm pretty excited to dive into it. Starting something new, you know. But, all right, guys. Thank you so much for all the support. This is June 2020. Supporter Q&A. HelloGreedo signing off. I will be shooting for a live stream tomorrow night. Might play a little bit Battlefront 2. It's been a while. Other than that, man, have a fantastic morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever the hell you are on planet Earth. And I will catch you all on the flip side. See ya! And, oh, again, Quinsby, thank you for Galaxy's Edge, or Galaxy Quest documentary recommendation. All right, guys, see ya.